and the shooting started. And what happened on the very first day, Mr. Pattabhiram was supposed to be the director, and he wanted to direct, start and all that, but he never did it in his life. He started, and the whole thing was confusion. Everybody was talking, everybody was doing, somebody giving instructions. Girish Karnad tells something, Tom Cowan was telling, I was telling something. Somehow it did not work out, because then Mr. Pattabhiram realized. He called me aside, see exactly how to put that, ask the cameraman to do there, get those people there, organize that, get those expressions. We have got the entire script ready. I am the creative person, I know this is the vision. So, what you do is, if you do not mind, you please take over from today on. Only one day you are supposed to direct it, hardly from morning till late. We are supposed to take about 25 to 30 shots there, but we hardly did 2 or 3 shots for the entire day. This way it will go on for 4 months or 5 months. It is supposed to be a 1 lakh low budget film. It will never work out. He was the producer also. He was more scared about that. Damn my direction, what will happen to my money? All that 1 lakh I have invested will go. So, he said, you take over. There was no question of title at that time. I said at that time I did not mind. We were not at that time minding about what title I get and all that. We were working on a very interesting film. That was the most important thing. We were passionate about it. Only later, after entire film was made, he said he wanted to actually put 2 names together, but last minute some talk came. Finally, he said, okay, you will be the executive director. Actually, you are the picture who has directed the entire thing. Probably I had the vision, I conceived the vision of doing this film. I had this idea to do this film. That way I am the director, but rest you are the executive director. Actually, you are the director, everybody knows him. The entire unit also knows.
Mr. Rao never skipped a beat. I was very, very happy, and he took over as executive director after a few days because we were running behind schedule so very badly, because the Madras players thought it was more like a drama where you could discuss things for an hour or so before you did a shot. So it ended up that after 3 days we were 2 days behind schedule. So Mr. Rao took over and ran the shoot with me so that we could get the 900 shots that we needed to do in the 30 days. And that was punishing the schedule. We had hoped that we could shoot in the morning, the early morning light, you know, to get that beautiful light, and then we would have a rest during the heat of the day, and we would shoot in the evening at the beautiful hours of the afternoon and twilight. But that never was the case. We always shot for 14 or 15 hours in the day, and he was brilliant. I was so impressed that he kept up that schedule with me. I think I only missed one evening of shooting. Yes, I always remember him, and he was such an essential part of getting the film done. I mean, after a while, that's all we could do. Was like we just kept going on raw energy and not much art. Just shoot it as well as you can, and I suppose we're very lucky that it came out so well.
Later, so many controversies came as to who directed. Girish Karnad says he directed, but he was doing the dialogues, he was acting, probably he was giving suggestions, but direction is totally different. Later he directed many films, but that film I was the executive director, but I still say it was Pattabhiram who directed. The title is there, and he had the concept. The concept is the most important. Once the concept is there, it is only executing the concept. So, I always treat Mr. Pattabhiram as the director and I as the executive director, but all the people say I was the director. That is what has happened. Now, Mr. Pattabhirama Reddy is a very, very cool man. He was a sort of a mathematician. For everything he has got a calculation. The previous night they were all coming late in the night. So, his wife Snehalata Reddy, he forgot to lock his suitcase. So, he just did not lock it. Then at 2 o'clock they all came. I was sleeping in the veranda. They were all occupying those various places, and we were in a particular bungalow, that is travelers bungalow, which was all with full of cobwebs, dust and all that. We took it over, we cleaned the whole thing, removed the cobwebs, painted, and finally we made it a livable place. And so lot of people lived there, and many people in different houses. That is what, how we entire unit also in different houses. Now, Pattabhirama Reddy, Snehalata were asking, what Pattabhi, why you did not lock the suitcase? I said, Neha, don't worry. Actually, if you lock the suitcase, the thief will take the entire suitcase. If you don't lock it, he will open and take whatever he wants. That way, not locking is better. So, such an attitude, such a sense of humor, he takes everything in a very cool way. That is the attitude of Mr. Pattabhirama Reddy. And another thing is, all those houses were very ancient houses, what you call heritage. The way there is a small wooden staircase like that, then like a ladder, and from there up there is a loft like that. The loft itself is a bedroom. There some people sleep. It is a very strange type of houses there, very characteristic. But one house, somebody has demolished the house and built a new house with good cement, bricks and all that, with ceiling, with 2 rooms and bathroom, everything he has built. That one house looked very odd among all these houses. It had white chunam, white paint, and all tiles. Everything was very modern. Today's, that is when I am talking about 1970s, that day's house. Now, all of the troop, we were all artists, everybody was commenting. So, such a heritage, beautiful structures is there. We have said only one ugly house coming in, this modern cement construction house, and they all felt it was ugly. But 2 or 3 people were asked to stay there, because one room was given to him with a bathroom. Now, what happened, as days go by, those people did not have this comfort. That person who had built the house had the comfort of a bathroom and all that. Everybody was telling me, I was the executive, sir, you are the person who is allotting all these rooms. Why do you allot that house to one person throughout? You please rotation. Some 2 days let him be, 2 days we will be, 2 days. Everybody wanted to be in that house. So, then I said, what sort of a hypocrisy is this? You talk of heritage, you talk of art, you talk of ancient and final thing, and when you for 2-3 days you are not able to bear the discomfort of these houses, and you wanted to go to that modern ugly building. What about man who has been there for hundreds of years, and now he got a thought to make it a new house with all the comforts. So, he built a house. So, do not call modern everything is ugly. Modern is modern, it is good. That is the view always here. They all think that everything is old, is gold and all that. Nothing like that. Everything, the nature, the evolution is like that. Every minute we are only progressing. We are not digressing. If supposing we are having so many gadgets here, so many things here, that is all because of the modern thing, and every day, today is better than yesterday and tomorrow will be better than today. That has been my philosophy. Do not call that house ugly. I argue with them, they were all laughing. So, this is one incident. So, every day we had a herald car, and that herald car, naturally about 4 or 5 people inside, but the crowd was so many that 2 or 3 people was to sit on that bonnet, and from there like that 7 or 8 people in a small herald, we went to that location, because there was no vehicle. It was a low budget film, whatever is there, we had to there, and Mr. Girish Karnad had his car, he had to get a few people from there. And Ram Kovan and myself, we used to go in the unit van. So, we were, because we used to first to go. So, the entire thing came very well, and some of the experiences of samskara shooting. One shot, I do not know how you can see that samskara even today. Snehalata Reddy, she is in a near a small temple, means it is a small Anjaneya Vigraha will be there, some construction will be there. Outside, she has just taken her bath and she is drying her sari, tying one knot from there, and behind that, through the cloth, you see the river and the glitter of the rising sun, and from that rising sun you see Pranasacharya taking his bath and coming out. It is a beautiful shot. Do not know how the exposures he made and all that, everything is visible, he made it very well. So, that is one thing I have always been appreciating. And night shots we had, then we had some lights for the night shots, only for the night shots we got the lights. But I do not think he used very rarely for the interiors in the day shots, very rarely. If there was darkness, it was dark, absolutely dark. He never meddled with what it looked like. And there was a scene where we had a sort of a food, a samaradhana as called, in a mutt, where nearly about 70 to 80 Brahmins will be taking food. So, the entire sequence takes place. In that, as though a samaradhana is taking place, Girish Karnad, the Pranasacharya will be in one among them, and one cook, he comes there, he sees this Pranasacharya has already a guilt in his mind. He came away from a village, that is Vaikuntapura, leaving a dead body there. That is the entire story about samskara, is how to do samskara for a dead body. So, for a Brahmin community, when a dead body is there in the village or the house, he is not supposed to touch anybody, he is not go to anybody, leave alone a temple and a mutt. But without telling that, he has come into the place taking food along with others. Nobody knows. Now, somebody sees there, he is doubtful whether that person is Pranasacharya or not. He goes back, again he comes back, and then finally says, aren't you Pranasacharya from Durvasapura? At that time, Girish Karnad, he gets jitters. Somebody has found out. In the middle of the foot, he gets up and runs away. And outside there is a Rathotsam, and it is a handheld camera. He is following the running Girish Karnad. Tom Cowan is running. So, this is the entire sequence. Now, we wanted some actor to do the cook. Now, when I said, Patabi, we should have a real cook, because we have an actor. He will just come, he will take that, he will act and all that. But the way a real cook serves in a mutt is totally different from the way an actor serves. Like a pujari, a real pujari, he does Mangalarati like that and gives this bell. When this happens, this will not move. When this moves, this will not move. It is a simultaneous movement, it is a practice, epic practice. Even if he practices, it will be artificial. A real pujari, when he does in a temple, it is so authentic. When an artificial actor does it, it is not at all authentic. Like that, the cook also must be there. So, we do not know who to do. They said yes. There was a cook called Mr. Krishna Bhatt. He was a big face, he looked like Alfred Hitchcock. He was a strong man, old man, nearly 70, with wrinkles, slight grey beard and all that, white beard. He has been there for years, right from the birth. They are all cooks working in Udupi mutt. He has not seen any film, leave alone shooting. He has, in his life, he is yet to see a movie. He has not gone to a theatre, seen a film. He has not seen a TV, nothing. Nothing is there. He doesn't know anything about film. So, for the first time, it is all strange. What he knows is, he has to come and serve the people and go. And there was a problem with the Brahmins, 70. They said, we will not come there and sit there. You want, we will have a samaradhana done. We will all come, have our food and go away. We cannot stop, take two, again take food, all those things we will not do, all that they refuse. So, there is nothing else we do. So, what Tom Cowan and myself did, we did all those shots, because there is some circle, and Tom Cowan and we cannot enter that circle, because they are all orthodox Brahmins, we cannot step in. So, with the chalk piece we wrote that, and outside from that we are shooting all that entire thing, all mostly held, no time to put trolleys, only handheld camera going behind. And we decided all the things outside, and 3 or 5, 2 this side and 2 people this side, Girish Karnad, we put those people as real Brahmins, we put as our artists. Those people are artists who agreed to do that. So, the entire Samaradhana started. It will take about half an hour. People were serving, people were going, people were doing and all that. We shot various angles, Girish Karnad doing. Within half an hour, whatever shots we wanted to get, we get. The Samaradhana is said, they all said Rama Ramana Govindo Hari. They all got up and went away. We did not have. And we had only these 5 people, and we get the close-ups and all that. In the meanwhile, only the important thing we had to plan was Krishna Bhatt. Performance wise, he had to do so many things. He had to come, see, stop, get a doubt, then go back, again get a doubt, come back, see, go closer, and then ask. So many things, how a old man called Krishna Bhatt, who is cook, who never knew about it, he can do. So, that I had to plan every shot how I have to take. Then I put Mr. Girish Karnad here. Mr. Krishna Bhatt was coming with a zoom lens, in the half figure he is coming. Just say, Krishna Bhattri, you please serve him. He did not, he serves. He went on serving, serving, serving. He came near this man. Then I asked him, Krishna Bhatt, please go. He was a bit confused, why he is asking me to come, he did not know what we were doing. He was a bit confused, that is the expression I wanted. He went back. Then I asked, Krishna Bhatt, please. He just looked at me, that was near the camera. No, no, nothing, you please go, I said. He was a bit confused, why this man is calling and all, whether he is hearing properly or not. Again I called Krishna Bhatt, come. He came back again and asked him to see here. He did not have, see, and I put a writing. Do you able to read this? He said. No. He looked forward and about to leave. That is all, and you can go. All these shots I took without Mr. Krishna Bhatt knowing a bit of what he was doing. So, my first shot as he is going, Mr. Krishna Bhatt, he sees, you can go. Somewhere he is confused, that shot I got. He is going there, suddenly he comes confused, his doubt is there. He comes back and sees, out focus is there, he comes still, then he is going away. All the shots we got, only are you not Pranadesicharya, the dialogue he could not tell. So, what I did is, all from suggestion of Krishna Bhatt, we took all Girish Karnad's shots and overlap dialogue. He sees and the dialogue on the back, Krishna Bhatt, are you not Pranadesicharya? You Pranadesicharya alavo. Immediately he gets and goes away. This is how we have managed the entire shot. That you can see in that film, one of the finest performances, so realistic, so happy, because he did not act. He were never there. He was really confused, he was really doubtful, he really went back, and he was totally dazed what exactly was happening and all that. All that was required for the shot. That is how I got all those expressions in Samskara. That was a great experience for me, and it is, if I see that, it was a way, I am just wondering how we were able to do all that. So, interesting shots we were there, and small things which Kamal, Tom Cowan, he had a beard and he never had a shirt, he had a knicker, and he had his shoes. Whenever we were not allowed to wear shoes to go in. So, we used to go in, remove our chappals and all that, because all orthodox Brahmins. there is one old lady, everybody used to call Ajji. Ajji means Avva, grandmother. She was alone. Her children were somewhere in Sringeri. She was alone, cooking herself. She used to take her bath, come there, cook up something, take something, do puja and sleep. That's all. And somewhere late in the night the children will come. She was alone. And nobody was allowed to enter her house, leave alone kitchen. Kitchen actually nobody is allowed. It is a sacred place. Up to the hall a few houses allowed, but this Ajji's house she never allowed. But I don't know, some strange liking she took for this Tom Cowan. Probably he looked like a rishi or something. One day he asked, "You please come inside." It was strange. He removed his shoes and went in. He asked him to come into the kitchen. He went into the kitchen. She put a plank, made him sit there and put a leaf there and served him some upma, and he ate. She said, "Thank you, thank you." Also he went away. That's all. Only one person who was allowed by that orthodox lady. No one else. None of us were allowed. Only he was allowed. And now and then, about 3 or 4 times, she invited him, and it was a great. When we left, it was a very, very moving send off she gave to this Tom Cowan. Very strange things happened. So that was an interesting thing happened. So exactly, since I took it over as a job, every day as per the schedule, here we were running with the shots, handheld mostly, and excellent work by Tom Cowan, great work from Tom Cowan. We finished on the dot the 28 days. Mr. Ananthamurthy used to come now and then, and a great performance by Mr. Girish Karnad. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. And hats off to Pattabhi Reddy to think of such a film when the entire film was in a different texture and different genre, different way films were taking, that he should take a film like this. That is Pattabhi Reddy's greatness. So we packed up 28 days later, we came back and edited, and Mr. Rajiv Taranath, he was the music director. Sarod, mostly he played Sarod, and I think he added our Janardhan sitar also with that, and both of them, Sarod and sitar's combination was there, and he went a very wonderful music for that, suitable for that. Actually this was a sort of a wheeling, why we should do. Pratyar Panchale already Satyajit Ray did, and he had Mr. Ravi Shankar to do the music for that film. So inspired by the same approach, we also thought that we will have a classical musician like Rajiv Taranath to do the music for this, and he was doing. He is a professor of English in Bangalore. He was a professor of English. So they are all very highly learned intellectuals. The re-recording was over, print, and it was went for censor. This is where the trouble came. I don't know what the problem with the censor office and Snehalata Reddy and Pattabhi Reddy was. I think there was some other thing, we do not know it, but somehow the censor, they said it is hurting the sensibilities of a Brahmin community or a Madhva community. Actually I am a Madhva, you are there are about 4 or 5 Madhvas in the picture working, and we were all a part of it, but they did not allow, and finally the certificate was not given. Initially the picture was banned. It did not get released at all. It was a bit shocking. So Mr. Pattabhi Reddy went to Bombay, and there the ban was confirmed. It was not given relief. So the picture stood there, it was not there. And suddenly, with all the publicity that was going on in all the Karnataka state, Bangalore, Mysore, it was such a support. Professors, college students, doctors, all intellectuals, they even went processions, remove ban on samskara, remove ban on samskara. All those protests took place. There was a big commotion in entire Karnataka that this should not happen to a film like this. So something has happened, some political, I do not know what happened, or some personal grudge in a censor office, I am still do not know. So many things they say, somebody they did not speak very well to a censor officer, he wanted to take a grudge, whatever it is I do not know, the result is the film was banned. Later, I think Mr. I.K. Gujral, he was the information minister at the time, he came and he was shown the film. He was fascinated by the film, and he said, at that even on the ban, even parliament, they have raised this thing, how can you ban this film? The issue was raised in the parliament. So, such was the commotion that went on. So, Mr. Gujral saw the film, he got the print and saw it, and he was amazed by the quality of the film, and he said, who has banned it? He personally intervened and saw that the ban was lifted. So, finally, the Samskara got released. Of course, by the already time it was one first day, there was still protests going on, something was going on. On spot, very slowly we released the picture in only one theatre. There was some intellectual crowd. Girish Karnad overnight became a big star, everybody appreciated him. Samskara had got a big critical acclaim, but of course, it was not supposed to do commercially well, we were not aiming at that, but whatever commercial value it had, that is all. Later it became a cult film, but on the day of the release, it did not do well commercially, and nobody talked about that. And subsequently, the national awards were announced, and Samskara got the best picture gold medal, President's gold medal picture got. So, the President's gold medal is 50,000 rupees for the picture, and the Karnataka awards, they gave the award for the film which was 25,000 rupees, and there is another award, I think some 25,000 rupees. So, regional Karnataka state and this regional also, totally 1 lakh rupees has the cost of production these awards got. So, everything was realized by only through awards. So, whatever was released was only a bonus, and later this picture became a cult, and it was subtitled. That was the beginning. I was the executive director, but still, though I was not the director, though I am the executive director, I am so happy that I had a big share and a big responsibility in directing this film. So, the Samskara was released and it got gold medal. Only thing is, 1.5 months I had to leave the house. Of course, those days were young, and my wife was carrying after the first child was carrying, and 8th month. So, she could not come, as she with my first daughter, they were staying at Madras, and I was just writing letters to them and sending the money whatever is needed. Now, while Samskara was coming to a finish, when the censor problems were going on, Mr. M. Lakshmikant Reddy and Sanjeev Reddy, who were supposed to do a film with him, which was supposed to be supervised by Mr. K. V. Reddy, everything went against me. They again came, they again contacted me, and they wanted me to do the film. This time independently, no supervision, nothing. I was very much grateful to them for remembering me, because they wanted only to do with me. Somehow they gave a word that they will be giving this, and it was very nice of them to, because such big producers, rich producers, they could get any director, top hero, but instead just because sometimes they gave me a word, they gave all the way to see that only I directed the film, he came.